What's going on, everybody? Hatfield Cleaning Solutions here. Dylan Hatfield, Hatfield Living, YouTube, or TikTok, wherever this ends up, or both. Y'all, I don't want to do pressure washing videos and show y'all me pressure washing a house or pressure washing a driveway. I'm more interested in the business side of things. You know, anybody can get a pressure washer, start pressure washing driveways, houses, work their way into doing roofs. That's what I've done without any experience over the past year. I've done that. I'm so excited about building a real business. And don't get me wrong, I have a real business now. 117 today is I have 117 5-star Google reviews, all 5 stars. And I mean, that alone has pushed me up towards the top. I think I'm ranking mostly, for the most part of the time, I'm ranking top 3 in my area. I'm getting calls pretty steadily, whether it's from Google because of the reviews and helping me rank higher, or from yard signs, random yard signs. You would think you put yard signs out and they call you within that first week you put them out, but I've put out probably only 25 or 30, and I keep getting calls like a few, 1 or 2 or 3 a month. But I think it was a month ago or more that I put them out. So it's odd. It's odd the way they come in, So don't expect to put yard signs out and then get the calls right away. I'm sure if you put out enough, you'll get calls right away. But, they also slowly trickle in. Whenever I go to a house, I do the job. I always ask them if I can put a yard sign in their yard after I've just done it. The trucks got logos and everything on it. They probably heard me pressure washing. They saw the truck, and then I leave and they see the yard sign. So if they want to call, they can. If not, I'll come back at some point and then knock doors in that neighborhood, put some door hangers on their doors if they're not home, so on and so forth. It's a combination of everything. But what I'm really excited about is not showing you how to wash a roof or how to wash a driveway or a house. I'm really excited about explaining how the mindset that goes into the business, how I build the business, the different levers to pull, and the different results I get. And I'm so excited. If things keep going the way they're going next year, 2026, probably February. January is usually pretty cold, but February I really want to hire someone. I'd be up for hiring someone before then, but definitely by January I want to hire someone. February, March, April, it starts kicking off. Right into summer, things get busy. I feel like next year things going to be really, really busy with referrals. People who, the jobs I did this year is going to be calling me back to do, if I did their house, they're going to call me back to do the driveway. I did the driveway, they're going to call me back to do the house. Or I did both of them, already told them, hey, I'm going to put you on the schedule. Next year I'll call you, get you back on the schedule for, that same month. Come back out, take care of you. We'll get it cleaned up again. And most of them have said, yeah, go ahead, put me down. It looks great. They're excited about that. So even if 50% of them don't want to do that, the 50% that do want that reoccurring wash, house wash, driveway wash, whatever it may be, those are going to up my numbers. Plus, I'm still really, really focused. By the end of the year, I will be number 1 based on Google reviews in my area. I think I'm 19 reviews away from being over the top guy in my area. So I was very, very excited about that. Whether that makes me number 1, ranked number 1 or not, I don't care. I had a goal. The goal is the reviews, and that's what I'm chasing. And once I get more than the top person, I'm not letting off the gas. If anything, it's going to get cranked up even more. Got to get over that 200 mark. I believe that will set me apart. So yeah, all these things compounding, okay? It's yard signs, it's door hangers, it's knocking doors, it's referrals, it's starting to rank on Google, getting calls from Google. Like, it all is trickling in, and I am almost 2 weeks booked up right now, and this is September. towards the end of September, so we're almost into October, which, even for Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, where I'm at, is starting to cool off. People don't necessarily they're not planning on being outside for like swimming and sitting on the back porch grilling. They know it's getting cool, so they're not necessarily interested in pressure washing, soft washing, all those things. Anyway, so plus someone else reached out to me, someone else in my area, another pressure washing guy who's helped me along the way. He was like, hey man, how's business for you? I'm a little slow right now. And I just told him some of the same things that I'm telling you now. And anyway, so he's excited to, get things back going. He's part-time, so it'll be fine. He's not full-time like me. He's part-time, so he has another job. It's no big deal if he slows down. It's okay. Whereas I am full-time. I'm full-time and looking to hire someone else next year. So it's enough to provide for, my wife's a stay-at-home wife. I have 3 kids. It's enough to provide for me, which is a blessing to be able to say that just over 1 year in business. Very, very blessed to say that. Very, very blessed to be able to ask y'all if you know anyone in Dothan, Alabama, who is a true go-getter, who wants to work, who wants to do crazy fun stuff like, I don't know. I was just thinking about, here I am at the gym, Crunch Fitness, right here on Main Street in Dothan. I was like, man, I could just stand out there on the edge of the street with a sign that says, pull over, free estimates. And then I have my truck and trailer parked right against the curb too, and it says pressure washing all over it. I mean, who knows? That might get some people coming in. Even if it doesn't, think about how fun that'd be. Come on. You're going to get some honks. You're going to get some laughs. People might just pull over to say, hey, you're a crazy person. It's all fun and games. And if you're not having fun, what are you doing? What are you doing in life if you're not having fun, if you're not pumped up? My wife stopped me the other day mid-sentence, and she was like, Dylan, you were so, she didn't say Dylan, but she was like, you are so excited. I was like, I am excited. I'm pumped up. Like, I see the effort I'm putting in. I'm seeing the output that I'm getting. So I know if I double or triple the effort I'm putting in, the output's going to double or triple. Like, that's exciting. It's exciting. Like I said, first year, or just over, this is 13 months, so right over a year and a month in business, and it is going very, very, very well. Like I said, I can't thank God enough. I can't thank my wife and my kids enough for supporting me and putting up with my crazy personality. But with that said, like I said, back to what the point of the video is, I'm looking to hire someone. So I really want someone who can ride with me in the truck, go do the jobs, learn how to talk to the customer, learn how to pressure wash, soft wash, pressure wash driveways, soft wash the house, soft wash the roof, the do's and don'ts, how to clean out a gutter, how to do property protection, tape up the doorbell cameras, tape up the outlets, whether they look like they're good or not. Let's tape them up anyway. Let's be careful. Let's make sure we're asking for that 5-star Google review. Let's make sure we're asking for that 5-star Facebook review. Let's make sure we're asking for that 5-star, or I don't think they do stars, but not Kelley Blue Book, the Better Business Bureau. Better Business Bureau. Let's make sure we're asking for all those. Hell, if there's another one that I can ask for, if I can ask for 4 reviews, let's do that. What can we do more of? Let's do more. I want to really, like I said, I want someone who rides with me, does all these things, and eventually they drive the truck. They're responsible, they're trustworthy, they drive the truck, they can follow steps. I'll even write it out. I'll make systems and procedures and say, hey, boom, 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 boom. You don't even have to think about it. You get in the truck, you go to the job. You go to the job because I put it in the Google Calendar that it says the homeowner's name, the price, the job, that in detail of what you're doing, driveway, sidewalk, front porch, next job, house wash, back patio, screened in back patio, next job, roof only or roof and gutters, Gutters are free if we do the roof job. Roof and gutters. Do the gutters first. Make sure they're flowing good before you wash the roof so you don't run into any problems there. Make sure you wet everything. Boom, boom, boom. Like, it's going to be all in there. They go to the job. They get it done. They collect payment. Of course, I take a cash check. I already have a card reader. I've been taking card reader this entire year. My first year in business, already have a card reader. Already got all that figured out. Official LLC, licensed, insured. Any more questions that you have, and if you're serious and you're in Dothan, Alabama, and you want to work for me, come on, let's build this thing. I'm super pumped up. I'm super excited. I want someone who can go to the gym with me, whether we have some time in the morning, some time in the afternoon. Let's get a workout in. I'm not like, here's what we're going to do and that's it. It's my way or the highway. No, I'm open to listening to everyone, whether you know anything about pressure washing or not. I value your opinion. I want to hear it. What's your ideas? Let's do that. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, it didn't work. We probably shouldn't do that again. Wow, it did work. Let's do more of that. Whatever it is, let's do it. That's what I've been doing all year long. I know what percentage of EDM or postcards, what percentage of calls I got and jobs I got from the amount I put in. Yard signs, I'm still playing with those, trying to figure out, how many put out to get percentage. I get some jobs from Angie. I keep up with those. If I get 4 a week, usually 2 or 3 I can close, at least 2. So it's 50% because some of the leads are not of quality. It's not, they won't answer. Yes, I called 3 or 4 or 5 times. I message them as well. But if any of y'all have Angie's or Home Advisor and you're struggling with that, the key to that, which I don't know why I'm telling you, but why not, is as soon as the lead pops up on your, it texts you, it emails you, and it pops up on the Angie's Pro app. As soon as it pops up, hit it. I'm hitting dial before I even read it. Before I even read their name, I'm hitting call. It's starting to, phone's ringing, it's starting to call. Then I read their name, and then I see what it is they're interested in. Yes, I can multitask. It's amazing, I know. So the phone's ringing. Okay, Mrs. Jones. And then okay, you're interested in a screened-in back patio and your front sidewalk, front porch cleaned. So as it's ringing and they're answering, I'm saying, oh, hello, is this Mrs. Jones? Yes, it is. Hey, this is Dylan with Hatfield Cleaning Solutions. I saw you were interested in screened-in back porch, front sidewalk and front porch. Is there anything else you're interested in? I'd love to come by and give you a free estimate. When would you be available? So on and so forth. You have to call them right away because the way Angie's works, Home Advisor, whatever it's called, they are sending, so if you're in Dothan, Alabama, and you're on Angie's, they send that lead out, not only to me, but to, let's say there's 3, I think they upped it to 4 or 5. I think the homeowner gets to pick, like, okay, they pick me because I have, who knows, 15, 16 reviews on Angie's, so that's high for Angie's. They pick me plus whoever else. Well, as soon as the homeowner picks those 3 or 4, that lead didn't come to just to me. It came to all of the pressure washing companies that the homeowner picked within that. Boom, it went to everyone at the same time. So you have to be the first one to call, and you have to lock it in. So the way I close and act with Angie's lead is going to be different than if I'm knocking doors and they're not even interested in pressure washing, and I'm convincing them and letting them know, hey, I do pressure washing. I may bump it down and offer more of a discount door knocking because the lead's not costing me anything. I'm already there. I just finished with another job up the street. Here I am. Hey, I saw your driveway's dirty. Have you ever thought about getting it pressure washed? You have to stop. I know I'm talking a lot, but I also know how to stop and listen. You have to stop and listen and see what the homeowner says. Sometimes they're like, I was just thinking about getting it pressure washed. What would you charge me? Boom, got it. Or they're like, no, I don't care nothing about my driveway. I've never pressure washed it. I don't want to ever pressure wash it. Okay, no problem. I know a lot of homeowners like to either do the driveway themselves or they like, sounds like you just don't care about the driveway being clean at all. No worries. Hey, what about the house or those gutters? I see you got a little bit of stuff in your gutters. When's the last time you've had those cleaned? Okay. What about your windows? What about the roof? I see the black streaks on your roof. Whatever it is, you're just pointing it out, which can, you got to be careful the way you do it. You know, you don't want to knock on their door and be like, hey, your house is dirty. You want me to clean it? That's not, hey, it might work, try it. You won't know until you try it, but that's not exactly how I do it. Let's see. Google calls. If they call you off Google, most likely they've already either tried to call someone else and they didn't call you, they didn't answer, so then they got down to you, unless you're ranking number one, and then they may have called you first. Well, if you're ranking number one and they call you first and you answer, I don't see why you wouldn't get the job. Now, if they tried calling 3 people, like lately with me, I'm not ranking number one. I think I'm maybe 3 or 4. It depends on what the homeowner types in, where exactly they're located. Okay, let's just go with 3. I'm third one down. Well, if they made it to me, it's probably because the first 2 didn't answer, or they answered and gave them an online quote, or they looked at Google Maps and just told them a number, and they're wanting to get another one. Okay, well, I'm going to be like, well, I don't do that. I only come out in person. First, you got to listen and see if they tell you, hey, you're the third one I called. I just want to get a few quotes to see where the prices lie, whatever. You got to listen to the homeowner and then adjust your response accordingly, which I feel like I'm really starting to figure out, starting to dial it in. Still need to get a lot better. But like I said, listening goes a long way. But yeah, so if they called you and you're the third one down, they already called 2 people. Either those 2 people didn't answer, or they answered and gave a quick estimate over online. Well, you can still beat them. If they already got the estimate, you can beat them by simply going out in person if they didn't go out in person, and then you talking with them, joking, having fun, getting to know them, and then you say, hey, I'll just ask them, hey, what did the other person quote you? Because I'll do $50 less or whatever it may be, and usually that's fine. I mean, I was just $25 cheaper than another guy in Slocum, and got that job. And I mean, it was a very small house, very small driveway, and I got it for $375. Probably should have been closer to $450, which I think is what the other guy quoted. Or no, I would have quoted it at $450 if I was the first one out there, or if I kind of felt like they were not going to get other quotes. But the other guy quoted $400, so I just said, well, hey, I'll do it for. She told me, hey, I already got another quote for $400. I don't want you to waste your time if you're going to be above that. So I was like, that should be right where I'm at as well. Let me come out there and take a look in person. I don't want to say yes or no without taking a look at the property. If it's dirty, sometimes it's a little bit more. If it's not that bad, let me just come out and see. There's a lot of things I either notice or don't, and I can give you a price once I see it in person. Went out there, already knew I was going to say $375. Went out there, said $375 after I talked and built rapport and all that good stuff, and got the job for $25 less. That's not always the case. There are commercial jobs. Commercials, that's a different animal all in itself. Commercial jobs, I've actually charged more, but so commercial, they're going to get 3 or 4 quotes for sure. Commercial is more money. It's a bigger project. They want to know you're legit. One guy didn't even have to try to beat him. He didn't have business insurance. How you going to quote a commercial job and not have business insurance? So he was out of the equation. And then there was the top guy in my area, the top guy in Enterprise, and then there was me. Okay, the top guy in Enterprise was double the price of me and the other guy. I was over the other guy. So you got the top guy in Enterprise, which maybe he included some traveling from Enterprise to Dothan. I'm not sure. They're a big company, have multiple sales trucks. I looked them up, and they have sales vehicles, pressure washer trucks. They have a location, a storefront location. They're big, so I guess that, I still don't understand double. Maybe my prices are just that bad that I need to up them. But then again, I was above the other guy who's in number one in my area, my quote was higher than his. I got the job because I definitely wasn't the highest, but I wasn't the cheapest either. I got it because without them having to ask, when I sent the quote, I gave them 3 jobs, commercial jobs, that I have already done. I gave them a 4th that I'm about to do, and I sent in my business insurance, and I sent in my W-9. Everything that I know they're going to ask for regardless, or everything I know they're going to ask for if I get the job, so why not go ahead and send it? Think about that. So I sent it, and, blow it. I just said, hey, I'd love to win your business. They happen to know someone at one of the commercial jobs that I'd already done. They called that person. That person had nothing but good things to say about me because I did the same thing with them. I always over-deliver, under-promise, and over-deliver, I believe is the saying. And that's what I did. That's what I always try to do, whether it's killing me physically by doing more work than I quoted, or by going the extra mile and getting it done sooner than I said I was going to do it, or just adding on and doing more work than I originally quoted. Hey, I threw this in. I saw it was dirty. I went ahead and got that for you. I just wanted to let you know. Whatever it may be, I'm not trying to just get this one job and get paid this one time. If you do it right, this one job should turn into every year. It could possibly be a job, or they refer you to someone else, and that person refers you to someone else, and that, like, door knocking's amazing. I knocked a door the other day. I got the job. She wanted her screened-in porch cleaned and around the pool cleaned, and the gutters cleaned out just around that screened-in back porch. $400 or $450 job. $400 job. No, I think it was $450. Then I called her back, or I went back by her. She wanted me to come out to do her driveway, so I did the driveway. $650 job. Well, then her son owns a hotel, owns 4 hotels. Still working on those, but the first one that he owns, or the main one that he wanted me to come out and take a look at and give a free estimate, was it had just some red dirt stains. It's new construction, and the way the drainage is, some of the water's coming out of the grass and bringing red dirt onto the parking lot. He just wanted that pressure washed and cleaned up and freshened up, and then he wants it done probably twice a year. So from one door, I knocked one door and got a $450, a $650, and then it ended up being about a $1,500 job, and then that's going to turn into twice a year. So the same thing goes when you're getting a call from Google or Angie's. Like, Angie's thinks they're winning because they're getting $20 for every lead that they send out. So like I said, there's 4 pressure washing companies with Angie's. They send, or there's more, but they send that lead out to four different people. Well, let's say it's $25 per lead that they're charging me $25. So they're charging me and those other 3 $25. So they're getting $100 for that one lead that somebody just went to their website, Angie's, looking for pros for whatever, pressure washing or gutter cleaning or roof cleaning. They just got $100 from that for doing nothing. So Angie's got a great business model. Otherwise, they would not still be around, wouldn't still be doing what they're doing. So they just got $100 for nothing. They had to build what they built, but, the homeowner went there on their own, filled out the information. That's it, and they just got $100. Well, they have to manage me and the other pressure washing companies and send us the leads and check on us and all of that. So, I mean, it's always more than you think it is. But anyway, they made $100. Well, as long as I got the jobs, I'm trying to think of the most recent Angie. Okay, the one I did today was the Angie's lead. It was a $350 job. So minus $25. It's a $325 job. That took me less than 2 hours. I got a Google review, and I went over and got a job as well, the next street over, a roof job. So, I mean, another perfect example. It doesn't matter what it is or which way the lead's coming in. Referral. If it's a referral, well, that person referred you to them. If you do a good job for them, that person's going to refer you to someone else. Well, then that first person, a year later, might need their house redone. Like, it just builds. That's why they call it a network. And I know when you're first starting out, you don't think about all these things. I know I wasn't. I was just saying, here's what I'm going to do. But I was blessed enough to know, hey, let's keep up with every address, every customer's name, address, phone number, email, what I did for them. That way, if I want to offer them something else, or I want to look back and say, okay, I got you scheduled again. Last time it was $550. I'll do the same thing, or I'll add $25 and tell them, hey, things went up a little bit, whatever it may be. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm excited. If you're in Dothan, Alabama, and you want to work with me, you want to pressure wash, you want to learn the ins and outs of a business as I learn it, as I do it, as we figure it out, just give me a call.